All right, let's get started. So it is day one of the six-figure success challenge. And here's the deal, guys. This really isn't a challenge. It is really more like a mini course. This is going to be incredible content that's really going to set you up for success for the remainder of 2018 and beyond. So I really want you to stick with me. I'm going to try to keep these as short and sweet as possible, but still give you incredible information that you can take and apply to your business today. So let's get started with day one. It is called the big picture process. So it kind of broken down into two different parts. So part one is going to be your positioning, and then part two is going to be your big picture vision of your business and why you're even doing this. But the first thing that we need to do, the very first step, is to believe that you're the expert. So this is where a lot of people fall short. This is where a lot of people get tripped up. They start to have doubts. They start to have fears. They start stopping themselves from actually going forward or doing the things that they need to do because they don't actually have this belief in themselves that A, they can actually do this, B, that they can reach their financial goals, or C, that they can deliver, content or coaching or whatever it is that you do in a way that that makes people want to come back for more. So the first thing you have to do is absolutely have belief in yourself. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe what you're doing, if you don't believe in your products and services, guess what? No one else is going to believe in it either. So if this is a challenge for you, I definitely want you to explore this and kind of figure out where it's coming from. Is it that you don't have enough knowledge or enough experience in what you're doing? Is it something from your past or a mindset issue that comes up when you think about believing in yourself and what you can offer? And also, one thing I forgot to mention is your worth, right? Like believing in your worth and what you're available to receive, money-wise, charging, your customers and all of that stuff. For me, that was a big thing for me was being able to make a jump in huge, epic leaps with my income, was believing that I was worth it. So that's number one. I just wanted to get that out there because, like I said, this is something that I see just trips up a lot of people. They just come into this and they want to really make it work, but they don't actually have that deep down belief that they can do it or that they're worth it. So that's number one. I want you to check in with yourself there. Do you believe in your products and services? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you can actually create the life that you want? Do you believe that you can actually create the financial success that you want? That's step one. If you don't have that, then you can't really even move forward. So that's step one. Let's move on to the actual content of today's challenge or mini course, whatever you want to call it. All right, so the next step is to position yourself because positioning is everything. Again, another thing that I see people just fall flat on. They have no positioning. They're doing the same exact things that other people are doing. They are very vanilla. There's no personality. There's no distinction. There's no difference between what they do and what other people that are doing something similar do, right? So there's no distinction. There's no positioning. There's no expertise. There's no specialty. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in one of the later days, but you've got to stick to who you are and what you represent. This is so important because in our industry, in the coaching industry, in the online world, it doesn't really matter what you do. People are not buying your products and services. People are not buying, you as the coach. They're buying you as the person. And I think that this is something that a lot of people don't understand because they can have an incredible product. They can have incredible content. They can have amazing things. But if you're falling flat in the personality department, then you're not really going to go very far because people are going to be attracted to you, want to work with you, and want to be around you because of what you represent and who you are. So positioning is everything. So like I mentioned, we're going to be doing this short video, and then each day there is an actual questionnaire for you guys to fill out. So I want you to start thinking about some of the questions and some of the things that are going to help you position yourself a little bit differently in the marketplace so that you can stand out. So number one is, what are you here for? This is a tough one for a lot of people. We, kind of go into this and it's kind of reminds me of like going into college and you pick a major, right? And you're just not really sure if that's what you really want to do or if that's what you're going to want to do 4 or 5 years from now, but you kind of pick it because you're forced to, and then you kind of have to figure it out on the way. So I kind of feel like, the same thing happens when people enter a business or in coaching. It's like, let me figure out what I'm okay at or what I'm good at, and then kind of let it evolve from there. And that's totally fine. But I need you to know, in your heart, like, what are you here for? What were you put on this earth to do? Because if you can really tap into and align with what you're really supposed to do in this world, then everything else becomes easy. Everything becomes easy. Your content, your marketing, your sales, everything becomes easy when you know what you stand for and you know what you're here for. So that brings me actually to the second question, which is, what do you stand for? What is it that you absolutely love about your industry? What is it that you absolutely hate about your industry? What is something that maybe you think differently about? Maybe you have a different angle. Maybe you have a different perspective. Maybe you have a different opinion. These are the kinds of things that you have to bring out in your marketing and bring out in your personality to really help distinguish you from everybody else that's doing what you're doing. So I don't really believe, when people say things like, oh, the market is saturated. Oh, there's so many coaches. Oh, there's so many life coaches. Oh, there's so many health coaches. There is. That is a fact. But I don't believe in the oversaturation part, because only a small percentage of people will actually break through, and only a small percentage of people will actually stand out. And this is the first step. It's positioning yourself in such a way that makes you very attractive and makes you relatable and makes you connected to your ideal clients and customers. And the next thing that I want you to think about is, what kind of impact do you want to make, right? So if you are just doing this to do it, or because you think it's going to be fun, or you think it's going to be easy money, or things like that, you're not going to get very far, right? You may have a little bit of success, but you're not going to have the kind of success that you will have when you are standing behind something, when you are standing for something, when you have a purpose to the actual work that you're doing, because that's going to be your driving force. That is going to be the thing that wakes you up every morning and makes you do the things that maybe you don't want to do. It makes you send that email, makes you get on that live stream, even if you're, introvert or you hate video, whatever. This is the thing that's really going to push you. What kind of impact do you want to make in the world, on your own life, in your family's lives, in the people that are around you? What kind of impact do you want to make? So I have those questions in the questionnaire that I want you to fill out after this video. So the next thing, and actually the last thing, because I am going to keep this short and sweet for you, just like I said before. But essentially, here's the deal, guys. You fill the gap. Right? Like, there's so many people that are doing what you're doing. How do you stand out? How do you fill that gap? That's what I want you guys to really start thinking about. And like I mentioned before, this is also really foundational stuff that a lot of people miss, or they skip over, or they think it's not important. And it is very important, so important to, number one, believe in yourself, and number two, position yourself in a way that makes you stand out from the quote unquote oversaturated market. Okay. So the next thing is to define your big vision. So I'm kind of going, piggybacking off of the last step, right? But really understanding your purpose, why you're doing this, why you're here, because that is the fuel to your fire. That is the thing that's going to keep you going. I'm telling you, if you have uninspiring goals and uninspiring dreams and reasons for why you're doing what you're doing, it's not going to work, right? So if you're just trying to get a client or fill a launch or, sell a product because you need to pay your mortgage, or you have bills due, or you want to buy something or pay off a debt, that is really freaking uninspiring, and it's not going to get you motivated to do what you need to do. So think about the big vision, right? What kind of impact do you want to make? Why are you doing this in the first place? Why don't you just go get a job? We could all just go get a job right now, right? We can make this very easy on ourselves. Get a job, get a steady paycheck, get insurance, couple weeks vacation. No, you're doing this for a reason, for a purpose. So really understand what that reason and that purpose is. Go back to the basics. This might seem elementary for some of you, but I really want you to look at this with open eyes. I really want you to look at this from a different perspective, especially if you've been doing this, but you're plateaued, or you've been doing this and you're not making the type of progress that you want to make. So why are you doing this? What are your big goals? Not just money. Guys, money is okay to be a goal. I am all for money being a goal, but that can't be the only thing that's driving you, because it will not continue to drive you once you've reached a certain level of income. Then it's like, okay, do I still need that much money? Probably not. And then you get content, and then boom, you're done, right? So what are the big goals? Personal, spiritual, financial, impact-wise? What are your big goals? And here's a biggie. What do you want to be known for? When someone hears your name or sees a photo of you or gets on your website, what do you want them to know you for? When you leave this earth, like, I hate to be morbid, but think about that. When you leave this earth, what legacy do you want to leave? What do you want people to say about you? What do you want to be known for? So really think about that. Again, this is the stuff that is going to really, solidify who you are in this market and help you stand out and position yourself as the leader, as a thought leader, as the number one choice for your ideal clients. I also want you to think about your revenue goals. So like I said, yes, money is a great goal, and we do want to think about that as well. What are your revenue goals? What do you need to do to get there? Is it a big goal? Is it a small goal? And here's the deal. Success is yours and yours alone. It is whatever you define it to be. Success does not mean only 6 figures. Success does not mean only 7 figures or 8 figures or millionaire or a yacht or whatever. That's not success for everyone. So you need to define for yourself, what is success for you? Is it being able to make $5,000 a month and be home with your kids in the summer and be able to go to their games and their school functions because you don't have to adhere to anybody's schedule? That is success for a lot of people. And if that's your goal, that is okay. I think sometimes in this online industry, we get so caught up in other people's goals and what other people define as success that we start to kind of lose our own. So I definitely want you to think about that as well. What are your revenue goals? What does success mean to you? And what kind of business do you want to have? Do you want to have a location free business? Do you want to have a business that allows you to travel the world? Do you want to have a business where you are speaking or writing? So these are all just things that I want you guys to think about and will be in your questionnaire. But again, foundational stuff, but very important stuff. Very important to even go back and think about what these things are, every 3 months, every 4 months, as you maybe start to hit a plateau in your business or as you start to transition in your business. Go back and ask yourself these questions because they are super important in defining who you are in this marketplace. So that is it for day 1. I think I went a little bit over time. Yes, I'm at 12 minutes. I'm sorry, guys, but I had to get it out there. So hopefully the next few videos will be a little bit shorter, but again, 12 minutes of your time, 15 minutes of your time to really solidify who you are in this marketplace is nothing. So if you want to get on that fast track to 6 figures, I need you to participate and fill out the questions and really think about the things that we talked about in today's video. And if you want to go the extra mile and you want to be a star student, which I love and I always recognize, then I would love for you to not only fill out the questionnaire, but also, put in the Facebook group, post in the Facebook group with your hashtag. And I look forward to seeing you in there. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to offer. I look forward to seeing what you guys are bringing to the market. I look forward to seeing your position and what you stand for. So that is it. I will see you guys in the next video, and I really hope that you enjoyed this. Bye.